Carlos Alcaraz got a fucking serious wake-up call from tennis legend Jim Courier, who insists Alcaraz needs to up his game if he wants to squash his top rivals in the tennis world. The Australian Open had to bid adieu to one of its hottest contenders after a face-off where Novak Djokovic played mind games with Alcaraz. The Spanish prodigy, despite his best efforts, couldn't shake off some pesky physical ailments and use his experience to snag the win. Thus, our boy from Murcia had to kiss goodbye to the tournament that kicks off the Grand Slam season. The match, which was a clash between the world number 3 and the seasoned Serbian, served as yet another learning curve for Alcaraz. Djokovic, with his years of cunning and courtcraft, read the game like a damn open book, spotting Alcaraz's hesitations and even playing with his head to secure the victory. So, this ex-tennis star Jim Courier sends a stern warning to young Alcaraz. If he wants to keep etching his name into the annals of tennis history, he's got to bring more to the fucking table. Courier, a 4-time Grand Slam winner himself, dissected this match on Eurosport, which was like watching a final before the final. His message is as clear as day. Carlos Alcaraz needs to serve up some better fucking tennis if he wants to become a legend of this sport. I'd love to see a bit more backbone from him. Sure, he can dazzle us with the unexpected, but a tad more structure against every goddamn opponent will make him a more consistent player, said the American, implying that Alcaraz still has a shit ton of work to do before he can take down his big rivals. I'd say on his best day, he's probably the best out there, but on his worst, he's a notch below Novak and Sinner. And that's what he needs to elevate. He can't just play regular tennis and expect to beat Novak, warns the former world number 1. However, Courier believes that with experience, these lessons will help Alcaraz navigate these tricky situations. At the tender age of 21, the world number 3 has plenty of time to set new benchmarks in tennis. He doesn't have as much experience as Novak, but Novak didn't either at that age. These tough lessons teach him how to maneuver through these scenarios. They're lessons he'll learn, and we hope they'll turn him into an even better player, concluded Courier, making it clear that this defeat will only make Alcaraz stronger, tougher, and more of a pain in the ass for his future opponents. Alcaraz has finally broken his silence after getting his ass handed to him by Novak Djokovic, admitting he fucked up and didn't land the knockout punch when Djokovic was down and out, which gave the Serbian the chance to soar back into the match. Honestly, I felt like I had the game in my pocket, but I let him back in. That was my fucking biggest mistake. He took me to the edge, and I couldn't do shit, Alcaraz confessed, looking like a puppy that just got scolded, during his post-match press conference. I should have played better in the second set to push him to his limits, but I didn't, he added, probably wishing he could hit the rewind button. Now, with a cooler head, the kid from El Palmar spoke out about his defeat and his farewell from down under. I fought till the bitter end, but it wasn't meant to be. Congrats, Novak, for winning this epic fucking battle. See you next year, Melb. Thanks for the support, Carlitos posted on his social media, not one to throw in the towel. The showdown between Alcaraz and Djokovic in Australia? It's the fucking best rivalry we've got going on right now. Meanwhile, the Italian stallion Jannik Sinner has breezed into the Australian Open semifinals after crushing the home hope Alex de Minaur in what was a walk in the park for the current world number 1. 6-3, 6-2, and 6-1 in a match that didn't even stretch to 2 hours. His next challenge? The American sensation Ben Shelton, who's the dark horse of this year's first Grand Slam, having dispatched the Italian Sun Ego 6-4, 7-5, 4-6, 7-6. In the other semifinal, we've got Alexander Zverev squaring off against none other than Novak Djokovic, who entered this round after sending Alcaraz packing, leaving the Spaniard with the thorn of not clinching the only Grand Slam title he's yet to win, the Australian Open. Both matches are set for Friday at the Rod Laver Arena, where the allure of Sinner defending his title collides head-on with the prospect of Djokovic snagging his 25th Grand Slam and becoming the player with the most majors in his trophy case. Plus, it would be his 100th fucking ATP title. Sinner, who was the last to punch his ticket to the semifinals after demolishing Demon, also took a moment in his post-match chat to talk about the grand battle between Alcaraz and Djokovic in the quarterfinals. The plan was to take care of myself and catch some ZS, but hell yeah, I watched the match between Djokovic and Alcaraz. It was an incredible encounter. It's tough to see matches of this caliber in the quarters. They should be in the semis or the final, he said. He was also quite candid about the Alcaraz-Djokovic rivalry when speaking on court. The Carlos and Novak rivalry is the shit we need in tennis right now. The exchanges were mind-blowing, and that's exactly what this sport needs. We've got young guns coming up. Let's see if we get some new rivalries brewing, Sinner concluded, probably dreaming of his own epic battles yet to come. Carlos Alcaraz has finally decided to unpack the epic saga of his battle with Novak Djokovic at the Australian Open, a match that could have been scripted by some Hollywood writer with a hard-on for drama and comebacks. This wasn't just another tennis match. Oh no, it was like watching the fucking gladiators of the Colosseum, only with rackets instead of swords. On one side, you have Novak Djokovic, the dude everyone agrees is the greatest tennis player in history, and on the other, Carlos Alcaraz, the young, hungry, 21-year-old from Murcia, Spain, aiming to knock the Serbian off his throne to claim the title of tennis' new king. The Australian Open, where Djokovic has basically turned into a living legend, having clinched the title 10 times, was the battleground for their latest epic encounter. For Alcaraz, this was the final piece of the puzzle, the only Grand Slam title still missing from his collection, like that last damn Lego piece you can't find under your couch. The match was a roller coaster that would give Six Flags a run for its money. Alcaraz took the first set, looking like he was on his way to a victory parade. He was dominating the second set too, with Djokovic moving like he'd just run a marathon with lead shoes. The Serbian was clearly hurting, grimacing like he'd swallowed a lemon whole, making everyone think, this is it, Alcaraz's moment to shine. But let's talk about the plot twist, shall we? Alcaraz, in what might go down as one of the biggest rookie mistakes since someone thought the earth was flat, eased off the gas. He saw Djokovic struggling, got complacent, and slowed his pace, giving the Serbian a fucking lifeline. This was like leaving your door unlocked with a thief outside. You're just asking for trouble. Djokovic, with the resilience of a cockroach after a nuclear bomb, seized the opportunity. What followed was a comeback for the ages, a testament to his mental fortitude and sheer fucking will to win. He clawed his way back into the match, taking control like he was born to do it, leaving Alcaraz in the dust, dazed and confused, wondering where it all went wrong. The match ended with Djokovic securing a victory in 4 sets, a result that left Alcaraz as crushed as a grape in a wine press, especially after his defeat at the hands of Djokovic during the Paris 2024 Olympics. Post-match, Djokovic shared a little tidbit that if he had lost the second set, he might have considered pulling the plug, given his physical condition. But Alcaraz, not buying into this narrative, went full detective during the press conference. I think someone who's considering retirement in the second set wouldn't have played like he did. I won't dive into the specifics, but there's no way he was ready to quit, Alcaraz said, his tone laced with skepticism. However, he didn't dismiss Djokovic's comeback as mere theatrics. He owned up to his part in the drama, admitting he'd lowered his game, essentially handing Djokovic the keys to the comeback castle. I felt like I was steering the ship, but I let him back on board, and that was my fucking colossal mistake. In the second set, I needed to play harder, push him to the edge, but I didn't, he confessed, probably wishing he had a time machine to redo that set. If you've been glued to the screen through this tennis telenovela and found yourself enjoying the drama, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and throw a like on this video, because here at Tennis Extra, we're all about giving you the juiciest, most in-depth content for the most passionate tennis fans out there. We dissect matches, serve you exclusive interviews, and cover everything from the grass to the hard court with the enthusiasm of a kid in a candy store. Join our community, where the love for tennis is as infectious as the common cold, and stay updated with all the latest on players, strategies, and the major happenings in the world of tennis. Remember, at Tennis Extra, we're committed to bringing you the freshest, most engaging content because, let's face it, tennis without the drama is just a bunch of people hitting a ball back and forth.